Yeah, so my name's Rube Lopez, and came out here to visit my grandmother in a hospital called KRAZY Hospital in Jersey City, New Jersey. And during that time, you know, I'm wearing a heart monitor, and I felt a little ill, and I had a lot of palpitations, couldn't really breathe, couldn't really stand, was getting a little dizzy. So, you know, I checked myself into the hospital, KRAZY Hospital itself, and I have to say it's one of the worst experiences I've ever experienced in the hospital or just in life, period. They had a lot of outdated equipment. No one knew what my device was. No one knew how to help me. While, you know, in there, I had to explain numerous of things. They didn't give me any vitals. They didn't give me like any IV, no fluids. Check the vitals. Because usually I need to get that, and usually it gets me back in rhythm, or just keep on making sure that my levels are right. They didn't check my blood. I asked them, did I have to use the bathroom? So would they like me to piss in a cup? Would they like me to urinate in a cup for them, just in case they need it for later? They was unsure as to why I was even, you know, asking them for urine samples, because I went to the hospital numerous times in Florida, Tampa General, and Brandon Regional in Florida, in Brandon, Florida, and Tampa, Florida. And each time they did the same exact thing. Each time they were very caring. Each time they took it as an emergency, which is that I felt my life was threatened. Now, when I told them I needed to go to the bathroom, you know, I had to pretty much remove the stuff myself and ask the nurse.
He removed it himself.
And then you know, disconnected. So when I go to the bathroom, I came back, no one's there. They're supposed to be monitoring my heartbeat the whole entire time. As they told us everything is okay, that I'm normal, there's nothing wrong. I have readings that go to Florida at the same time that they're telling me there's nothing wrong, and they don't really know what they should do. They're just gonna take maybe an x-ray. So, you know, through that time, you know, I'm just trying to relax because my heart is already going crazy. This time was 2:30 a.m. Saturday. Well, my brother asked him, why isn't he receiving any help? Why is it going from 50 to 108 to back down to 50 to 150? Why is his heart? And you guys saying it's normal, but that's clearly not. I don't understand this, but I'm asking you guys. One guy said he doesn't know. And I believe it was like maybe a Filipino, Asian-looking guy there, and you'll see it on the video if you guys ever get a chance to check the video out. It's at 2:30 in the morning when the escalation happened. Where that escalation happened as he asked him for help. He said he's gonna get some information because he doesn't know any information. He came back with saying, oh yeah, no, it's normal, and he acted like he knew all the information in a matter of 5 seconds. So of course, you know, someone being there for you as your family is gonna get upset and like, you just said you didn't know anything. How do you know everything now? Like what? So what did they say? He couldn't give explanation. He said, oh, he probably moved up and sat up. I was like, nah, I was pretty much still the whole time. Then he ignored that. So my brother gets a little, you know, frustrated and says, nah, he needs some help. Like, come on, guys, you gotta wake up in here. Like, we gotta do jobs. There's one lady screaming in the back. He's saying no one's helping her either, while there's 3 nurses. Like, somebody help out here. One lady gets up and said, what kind of help you need?
She said, what do you need help with?
Yeah, she yelled it.
What do you need help with?
Yelling at him at the top of her lungs. And he's like, what? He like, his hand gesture, you probably will see on the video later. His hand gesture say, like, not from you. What are you talking about? Like, somebody help him. They called security already, threatened to call the cops, have him arrested. She was like, get him the fuck out of here. Was her exact words. She said, get him the fuck out of here. Said it twice. I'm like, what? You know, I see security behind my brother telling him it's all right. Told the girl, maybe if you de-escalate the situation, maybe if you shut up, he will calm down as well, instead of, you know, arguing and fighting. Then they continue to argue and surround my brother. So, normal instincts. Once again, I take off my own stuff, and to see what's going on and make sure ain't nobody's gonna cause harm to my brother, I take off my you know, attachments that they have on me, which is only 3. It was very old fashioned. And
at that time,
I go up.
At that time, they wasn't even actively reading his.
Yeah, they wasn't reading it. Yeah.
somebody that had a heart.
Check on him, make sure he's good, because there's a lot of people around him. The lady said, the same lady that told him he can get the fuck out, she was like, y'all both can get the fuck out. I said, what? I have a heart emergency. You're going to say we both can get I said, oh, I definitely will not be staying in a place like this. We then walk with the security out. He gives us information to what type of information we need to file a complaint.
Dr. Caesar was the doctor that was on duty that day. That's what the staff members told us. File a complaint file a complaint, and Dr. Caesar was the person that was responsible in the hospital that evening.
And at the moment, right now, like I have to go catch a flight back to Tampa because I don't feel safe out here in Jersey City, New Jersey, under the care of Christ Hospital, where I'm closest to. And I even got calls yesterday and the day before yesterday from the cardiologist officers asking me, hey, did you have an incident Friday night? And this was Friday night leading up to Saturday morning in the wee hours. And they even tracked it and knew something was wrong, while these people said nothing's wrong, and kicked me out of the hospital, did not give me any discharge papers. I still have my wristband on because I wanted to wait to get this on camera and show that I was there. And they did nothing for me. There's no history of discharge. There's no history of anything that how they helped me. And all they did was scream at us, treat us like peasants, like we weren't human beings, as well as all the other people that was in, patients that was in that hospital.
When they saw you had insurance towards the end of the evening,
yeah,
that's when they started acting on it.
Yeah, once they found out I had a little insurance, then they moved a little bit quicker, but it was no care. It was no care. And I have to leave right now. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's gonna take it from there and show you the place. And it was nothing short of despicable. And I would never recommend anyone go to that hospital. And I will be trying to file a lawsuit against them.
In front of Christ Hospital in Jersey City, New Jersey, myself, Juan, and Reuben, Lopez, Gaines. Our artist names is KRAZY the Real One, and Rube the Difference. He was just explaining earlier about the treatment that we received and the treatment that people currently receive in this hospital, which is named after, which I believe, because it doesn't say the first name, but it's named after Jesus Christ, which was a healer, which was somebody who taught love and care. And it says care point somewhere on there, but I don't think many people feel that care from them. Not that there's not caring people in there, but just the environment, the attitudes, the leadership, even from the mayor to the city. You can see the condition of the hospital. It looks like it did when I was a child, 25 years ago. Doesn't like they maybe replaced a sign, even if that emergency sign even lights up, I don't know. Maybe it do. But people of poverty, and I feel bad for them, you know what I'm saying? I feel sad for them because we not living in that state no more. But people, how we grew up, people that live around here, people who come to this place and, depend on them to take care of them when something is wrong, major, as you can see, his heart. It's something major wrong. He has a heart monitor on. A doctor's not gonna prescribe anybody medicine, or they're not gonna prescribe anybody any medical devices unless it's needed. So obviously this was needed. Came to a hospital, which to me, I would have thought is common sense from any nurse or doctor going through training, medical assistants going through training, that somebody tell you they got a heart monitor on and they experience any, heart problems that, that they would have that care. But that, that's not the case, you feel me? And it wasn't the case, so now we're here just talking about, the things that goes on a regular basis. And, not to transition, but my grandmother's in there right now in the ICU, which the first time they had to resuscitate her, they told my mother that she was gonna die, and that was 5 days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago. They told my mother that she was gonna die. Basically, they didn't say she was gonna die. They said, hey, she's a very sickly woman, preparing us for death. They didn't know her conditions at the time. The doctor arrived on the scene, didn't know anything. There wasn't no communication. They was actually standing around and didn't provide CPR, until, thank God that we was there. My mother was there to actually go get the help. And speaking to the first nurse, She went and got somebody, and then Nurse Brian came. This gentleman came and he told my mother. My mother said, hey, she's bleeding out her mouth and her nose. What he told her was, he responded, I ain't gonna quote it verbatim.
Said something
but
like,
what he said was, what she told me.
I'm not a woman.
I'm not a woman. I do not multitask,
Yeah.
and I got other patients to take care of. While my grandmother was losing her last breath. You know, that's what he responded with my mother with, and that's what drove her to this hysterical state. Like, oh my God, my mother's in the hospital dying, and the people who's supposed to care for her is telling me they got other things to do, that they don't multitask. Strictly unprofessional. We reported that to the head doctors. I'm not sure if action was taken on that. Just ironically, you know, my brother come
to visit
my grandmother who's in the ICU, and then experienced some heart condition of his own because he's experiencing his heart problems, right, that he having heart trouble. They come here, which everybody really didn't want to go to the hospital because we really don't want to, especially that late, because we know we got to check in. It's a check-in process. But what we knew and thought in our head, well, it is an emergency because it's heart problems, so they're gonna take action on that. No, they didn't have any procedures. They really they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what it was. We told them what it was. The physician assistant asked him this question. When she said what's wrong, he said, my heart. I got a heart monitor. I have heart problems. She asked him which side. Was it the right side of the chest or the left side of the chest? And I'm not sure if that was like one of them script words that she had memorized, but she didn't know what she was doing at all. Didn't know how to really read an EKG. She was saying, yes, she really wasn't saying anything. Didn't really want to take an x-ray. Told him, well, the people in Florida is, they're monitoring it, so, I guess, they got it.
What, Thursday?
Yeah, they're gonna take care of Thursday. I think it was a Monday, right?
This happened on the evening of Friday night.
Friday night. So next Thursday. So he had to wait another 6 days. According to what she knew, the time frame that she knew, he was good to go for 6 days. Although he was experiencing, although they read a heartbeat too, because it was going low, then it was going high. It was going low, then it was going high. It was like bouncing back and forth. With somebody that has heart, I'm not a heart doctor, but somebody has heart problems. I guess that happens.
It's not normal.
Yeah, it's just not normal, man. They was sleeping there. This lady right next to the bed of his was screaming for help. Like I thought she was dying. I got up, and then they said they walked past her asking for help, and basically proceeded to read a chart. You know what I'm saying? Like they just reading a chart. Who's her nurse? That's what the nurses who responded to the patient that was in trouble was asking who's her nurse, so they go get the actual nurse to take care of the patient who was assigned to that patient, because I guess it wasn't their responsibility. I'm not sure. Their procedures in there just didn't seem right. You know what I mean? Didn't seem right to me. But and that's the situation. People, of course they want to know what's going on. But this is what they're gonna know what's going on. Yeah, they're gonna know what's going on. So being from Jersey City, I'm also the CEO of St. Gutman, which is our family organization that we started. It's a community-based organization, and that's exactly what we do. We make sure the community is taken care of.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Just when God put you in a position, He placed us in a position that we from Jersey City. We happen to get out, get education. I went in the military 14 years. I did 7 deployments. I responded to numerous humanitarian efforts. So that they have trained us. They trained me. And my mother has trained us to take care of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that there's a hospital named after Christ that doesn't care about taking care of people. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yep.
That's all.
Well, I do gotta say, shout out to security guards, Guerrero, for immediately advising them that I had a heart condition, and he opened that side door. I don't know if that's a normal policy or not, but I thought he got me in the door very quickly. And also de-escalated the situation where they tried to cause problems and get my brother arrested. Just to, that's what people do, I guess. They don't take care of people. They try to kill people. They try to hurt people.
Yeah.
So that's my hit on the subject. Special shout out to him, because you definitely did a good job, and his fellow partner that worked that night too,
the sergeant.
as well.
Sergeant security.
I didn't know his name, but yes, he was with him too, and like I said, they did their job. So I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, so security actually did care about the patients a little bit more with them doctors and nurses, man. And we know people get drained out, man, but you can't get drained out when people's lives depend on it. You know, people go in there to save their lives, to cure their injuries. And they was told that you was the person that was able to do that. And you're not showing that, no compassion. You know what I'm saying? It's like bare minimum, basically, less than 20%, based on my experience.
No professionalism.
Based on my
man.
experience, 20% of the staff, 2 out of 10, you might get people to really care.
Nah, it was I don't know if they were Spanish or Asian, but it was two Asian ladies in there that they were the only one working. They were the only one working. Yeah. So whoever was on duty that day,
that was about 2 out of 12.
It was 2 out of about 2 out of 10, 12, and they were trying to help me. Mm-hmm. One even, you know, like I said, their equipment is so out of date. They didn't even know what this was. Where one lady even asked, "Hey, you know, can I take a picture of that?" Like so she could do her own research on it. Oh, yeah. And help her son as well. So yeah, you know, she was a good lady, and just want to say thank you to them too. Thank you,
yeah, thank you. Ain't no negative. That's right. You gotta have different side, different perspective. But they wasn't the doctors, and I could tell they didn't have that leadership position in there. But they had the most caring hearts in there. So that's why, you know, we definitely got to make sure that, and the 2 security guards as well, you know. And, you know, one of the staff members, you know, gave us the information, you know, in agreement that, you know, they don't take care of people. And in fact, you know, they told us to, you know, make sure they note.
He said there's no way she should have used profanity at you. No way. You know, she's supposed to be professional. He said that ain't right. You should report that. And then telling someone, not with the profanity, telling them to get the F out, but saying y'all both can get the F out, kicking the patient out as well. I was kicked out of the hospital where I went to go seek a heart emergency attention. And he the only one that cared with the other 2 people and 2 security guards, man. And
yep. So
I would never recommend this. Never recommend KRAZY Hospital in Jersey City to
KRAZY
anyone.
Hospital need overhauling leadership, cleanliness, equipment. You know, the community is, man, community that, you know, don't get me wrong, Jersey City a rough spot. You might see gunshot wounds. You know, Jersey City is tough. We in Jersey City, don't get me wrong. We understand that. That means they need better staff. That means they need more money since they're dealing with more crisis situations. So if I'm all busy, if I'm living in this big city with millions and millions of individuals stacked on top of each other, because that's what we are, we stacked on top of each other. We have a lot of people on drugs. We have a lot of liquor stores, which, you know, the community ironically provided for the people of poverty. You know, we don't have healthy places, healthy living really. So it's bigger than this. But at the end of the day, its leadership need to be from the governor to the mayor to everyone. You know what I'm saying? So it's communities need to get together, and it's the people that, because we really have the control, that has to come together and say, oh, you know, do stuff like this. You know, hey man, it's a problem here. People actually dying. It might not hit your home until it hit it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's worried about the hurricane until the hurricane come through your city. Nobody's worried about the floods or none of that till it come through yours. You know, you can't take life for granted, and we treat people like trash, which the city obviously does. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't got money, forget about it. And if you don't got good insurance, forget about it too. Everybody know what that is. We don't naturally care for people. We want to know we're going to get paid first. You ain't got that money, I don't care what's going on with your heart. But sometimes when you got the money, but you look like you don't got it, because that's what the judgment come in, you know, then you find out they find out you have insurance, and they switch the game up. Sometimes, not all the time. You know, this stuff has been happening for years and years and years and years and years and years. And it doesn't seem like it's changing. People have hope, but we need to do something about it, man. We definitely need to do something about it. Stuff needs to change. Stuff needs to change now, today. You know, whether we stop coming here, Flood Medical Center, until they wake up. Oh, too many patients coming here. So guess what? When that happens, then they start changing. Then, you know, when awareness is out there, that's when people start acting. But long as, what they say, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. If you don't ask for it, you don't ask for help, you're not gonna get it. You don't say it's a problem, nobody know. They can't provide a solution. It's a huge problem. You're talking about life, forget music, all that other stuff that's going on. People in here, they're coming in here and they're dying. That's a fact. They are dying in this hospital because of the lack of care, the lack of love, the lack of leadership, period. And just money too.
And lack of knowledge. If you're gonna hire people, to work these jobs and these positions, they need to be more educated. They really need to be more educated. I shouldn't be teaching these doctors, nurses, assistants, whatever they are. If they're students, it shouldn't be students when there's people's life on the line. There should be a student and a mentor there, right there. No one helped us. No one helped me. No one's really helping my grandmother. They want to say, you know, they basically saying we should give up on her, and no human life should ever be given up on. And I'm not happy. I'm hurt by this, and I wish something changes. I really do.